And Coach, if you'd introduce your guys or let them introduce themselves, their position, their class year, and then an opening statement from you, we'd appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate you guys having us here today. We appreciate everybody that's here in attendance, supporting high school football. It's a great thing. These guys learn tremendous life lessons playing high school sports and football in general. And it's like I told my own son, I'd rather you play football for 4 years and never touch the field than to not have played. So I'm high on it. I think it's a good thing. We got Steve Williams down here. He's our starting offensive tackle and defensive tackle. He's played football all his life. He's a senior. All these guys are seniors. Big guy Isaiah Vasquez, he plays center for us, plays some defensive tackle. And he is a leader on the offensive line, and he's a good one for us. To my left is Austin Limbaum. He is a H-back, defensive end, linebacker type position. Does a lot of things. He's actually coming off a pretty nasty broken leg from our spring game, and he's recovering. And we're hoping to get him back sooner, not later. Landon Campbell at the end down there, he's our starting inside linebacker. Plays some offensive line. We haven't decided if his number is going to be 63 or 36 because he can play a little blocking back too. He's a good athlete. And he is a leader on our defensive side. He's kind of the quarterback of the defensive side. So, but like I said, all of them are seniors, and we're grateful you guys had us here today, and we're thankful to have somebody like Leighton Holman in charge of our school, and he's a big school-oriented person and sport-oriented person, and we're grateful for him too. So,
Coach, could you talked about these four seniors. If you have other seniors on the team, your squad numbers this year, and maybe returning starters on both sides of the ball.
Well, we graduated 8 people, and 6 of those guys were critical starters. As I say, they played a lot both ways. Of course, we're small, so we have to. I think we have 7 seniors with us that'll be with us this year, which for a school our size is not too bad. I'd love to have 10 per class, but that's not a bad thing. Overall, I think we have 44 people. We finished the spring with 50, right around 50. And I think we have about 44 people, and now that's 7 through 12 for us. So we're not really disappointed with our numbers. We've had a good summer. Our attendance has been really good. Our attendance is better this summer than it was last summer, percentage-wise, with who we got. So we're pretty pleased with that. Returning starters, I think most of our offensive line is returning. We did lose, however, 3 starting receivers. We also lost a running back in Ace Weaver, and unfortunately we lost Sam Peak, who was a senior, and he will play playing college ball this fall. Really hard to replace Sam. He started on both sides of the ball, was all-county and MVP on defense, actually, as a linebacker, but a quarterback and a big kid, and it's going to be really hard to replace him. We feel good about some of our young guys, but Sam's always tough to replace. And then, of course, Ace was a 1,000-yard rusher for 2 years. So those guys will be difficult to replace, but, we got some young kids coming up.
Well, Coach Poole, you've gotten kind of established with the Woodville program now, and you've talked about those guys that left last year. They've kind of established a standard. For a long time, Woodville didn't get much respect as a football program, but now I'm starting to hear people, when they talk about Woodville, they talk about Woodville as a football team now. So that's an attribute to these kids.
It is. Yeah, that's something that we're big on. I was listening to Sylvania speak just now, and a lot of their players were talking about my dad played there, my grandfather played there. Well, we've only had football for 13 or 14 years. So we don't have a whole lot of that's going on right now. But we do have some kids that their parents played at other schools, and that's just something that you kind of got to grow through. And eventually, we want to get to where we have, hey, my dad played at Woodville, and like I said, not a whole lot of that going on right now. So yes, we want to establish what we've got going. We feel like we had a successful year last year. We went 6-4, and we want to build on that. And our guys, we kind of are striving to be like the Pisgahs and Sylvanias and the North Jacksons of the world. We want to get to that. We want to grow in that regard.
Coach, the region you guys have been in the last couple of years is very tough. Coosa went out, but then you gain Ider, who's a really good team, is moving down. Talk about this region a little bit. You got Spring Garden, Valley Head, Gillsville, Appalachian, Ragland, Ider. These are some really good football teams.
Yeah, traditionally very good football. We did lose Coosa Christian and Decatur Heritage, who were, it's kind of like going from a track meet to a MMA fight in this region. It's going to be very physical every week, and hopefully we can live up to the standard that it's going to be in that region. You're right, Ider and Section and Valley Head and Galesville, everybody's just very physical and just get after it week in and week out. So it's going to be a battle every Friday night. You can't take a Friday night off, that's for sure.
Guys, talk about Coach Poole. He came in, I think this is your second season.
Yes, sir.
Came in last year, kind of got the foundation built. Talk about the difference from the other coaches to Coach Poole when he came in last year.
Coach Poole, when he come in, it was just like a different mindset. It was like we all started clicking and started working harder, because some of the past coaches we've had, they wasn't really real hard on us. They just let us do whatever we wanted to, kind of. Coach Poole come in, got us on track. We've been in the weight room. We've been working every week, and I'm proud of the guys. I'm proud of Coach Poole for coming in and helping us out with everything.
Well, my opinion is that most coaches that we had before were not hogs. He was our first coach that we had that was come from a hog.
That's a good one. I like that one, Coach.
One of Coach Poole's biggest things is he's here to grow us into men, not great football players. But if he can do that too, he will. But he does a lot for us personally and outside of sports. He wants us to be good students, good athletes, and good men, and good people in the community.
With me, the past coaches, they didn't really treat you like a family. But with Coach Poole, he really does treat you like he's your own son. So, I mean, he's just nice to have him.
So would you call it now Hog Poole? Is that what we're going to call you now?
I don't know. I told him not to call me Pawpaw this time. But now
Okay,
they
it
call
was
me Hog,
Pawpaw
so that's
last year.
okay.
It's Hog this year.
I'll
but,
take either.
Coach, I want to ask you, I know last year was your first year coming into the Woodville community, and I think you were a little bit surprised about the love of football there. Could you speak on that, about the desire for this school, as you were talking about, to build a winner there?
Yeah, these kids have bought in. They bought into the weight program. We work out early in the morning, and they get there, and some of them are barely awake when they get there, and but I think it's important to them. They have really bought into it. I was pleasantly surprised last year at how much they were into it, and the community was very supportive. We had a big community night when I first got there last year, and had several hundred people show up for it, and we have that again this Saturday night, and it's a good thing. It is a very family-oriented place. In fact, 3 of these guys they stay in Steve's house most of the time. I don't know how his parents afford to feed them all. There'll be 7 or 8 kids over there all the time, and it's a good thing because they are directed, towards football. Steve's little brother plays, and his little brother plays, and it's a good family type atmosphere. It really is at Woodville. It really is.
Could you talk about the things that maybe you guys have done this summer, OTAs, 11-on-11s, the things you've done in preparation for this fall?
Well, not a fan of 11-on-11s myself. Most of the time, even dating back to when I was at Albertville, 11-on-11s end up being a possible fight or somebody got injured, and not big on 11-on-11s. We do 7-on-7s, of course, and then we do some, like we hosted one at our place where we just do some lineman challenges. They'll do weightlifting competitions, tug of wars, tire flips, things like that. We've done some of that stuff this summer in 7-on-7s. Again, our 7-on-7s we were okay this year, but we got all new skill people pretty much, and so it's kind of a learning curve for us. And but it was good. We went down to the FCA tournament put on by Coach Brian Mintz down there in Gadsden and competed, and I was really proud of our kids down there. I thought they did well, so that was fun. So we did good in that.
Well, Coach, you talked about you lost a lot of production last year. Going into this season, when we come see Woodville play, what are going to be the strengths of this football team?
I think the strengths are our strength. These guys, these linemen type, we have a good many offensive and defensive linemen. They work extremely hard. Steve's one of the stronger players I've had in my whole career, and all of them are pretty strong up here. And So I think our strength will be up front, the big guys, and that's a good thing at a 1A school. If you can, if you can knock some people off the ball, it'll be very much helpful for these young guys. Give our young quarterback some time. His name's Caden Franklin. He's got a big upside, but he's young, and they need to give him some time to see the field. And he's got a lot of good skill. He's got good wheels, and it'll help. I've told them it'll help them with somebody that can move a little bit. So that's a big thing for us. But I think definitely the strength of this team and what we're looking forward is big physical kids up front on both sides of the ball.
Guys, question for you guys. Coach talked about a few moments ago, but the things that you guys have done together in the summer in coming together as a team. But you guys obviously are team leaders. You're here today. Talk about your feeling going into fall practice, going into the 2024 season. Do you think the team is where you'd like for them to be right now?
I think our team is pretty good where it is right now. There's always room for improvement everywhere you do. Everything you do, there's always room for improvement. So I'm really excited to see how good we improve and match up against the teams and the new teams in the region and stuff.
My opinion is that we have done better than previous seasons before, and that we are hoping to do better this year.
We're facing a lot of hard teams this year, and we lost a lot of good players, but we also got a lot of good ones coming up. So I'm excited to see how good we do.
I'm very confident about this upcoming fall. I think we got a lot of skill, a lot of broody guys that can really move those linemen out of the way. So I think we got this.
All right, guys, we'll wrap it up with a question again for you guys. Talk about, as seniors, it's your last year, I know, together. Talk about team goals as a group, as a team, and maybe individual goals you have for yourself for the 2024 season.
My goal as a team this year is to make the playoffs. And it being my last year, I'm going to do anything I can to get there and just work my butt off, because it is a privilege to wear this jersey. It's a privilege to play with these guys and play for Coach Poole, and I'm excited.
Skip.
Kind of like he said, I want to make playoffs this year as a team. Personal goals, I just want to get healthy and be able to get back on the field and see what I can do.
Well, for most teams, the goal is to make the playoffs, but you really just got to go by it 1 week at a time. So it's really just, that's pretty much it. But personal goals, I really just want to get stronger and faster and just to help my brothers on the field, and that's pretty much it.
All right, guys, good luck to the Woodville Panthers opening up against North Sand Mountain in county. A rivalry there here in a couple of weeks. 4 weeks from tonight, I guess.
That's great. That's great.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks for having
being
us.
with
Thanks for
today.
everything y'all do.